Carl, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. As always, a few questions from the fans to start up with. Adam Kukon says, we used to have a Don's smartphone app a few seasons back. Will we be getting one?
We used to have one.
It says there's one mentioned a few seasons back.
Yeah, we have had someone doing one for us and building one, and it's something we're looking at. I think Luke, the head of the media, is going to make contact with him, and we'll get Chris Smart down to have a chat with us, and we'll definitely look at it. It's, you know, he has sent me a lot of stuff with it. He's put a lot of hard work into it, but there's more to it than just chucking an app out there. So we are definitely got things in motion to do that, and we'll have a look at it, and hopefully when we do have one, if we have one, it'll be a good one.
Next question. Wondering if the coach's reaction to the games can be posted on the website the same day. I think the ritual we've got at the minute is to put them on a day after, once we've got the write-ups done. Obviously it takes a bit of time to transcribe those, so just a question from the fan there.
We're getting a lot of these sort of questions lately, aren't we, with wanting to hear from the coach and that, so it's something we need to act upon. And like I said, I think last week or the week before, we were going to try and get them recorded. Now, whether you guys can get that straight on, I know we only got a small team, but at this day and age, whether it's recorded, I don't know. We don't want to make ourselves look amateur and record it on a phone and then chuck it on a website just like that. We'd like to do things and do them professionally. So it's something for us all to have a look at and see, you know, if you guys have time to get it all done and put on. I know that you've got to, obviously you said you've got to type it and change it, and then you've got games to upload and all this sort. It's not just a case of interviewing the coach and getting that on. We've got deadlines with the RFL about getting our game off the video and then onto their Vimeo site. So there's a lot for you guys that people don't really realise you have to do. It's not just a case of interviewing Gary and why can't it be straight on. It is something we'll try and look to be better at, because we're getting a lot of questions about this in these interviews before, after, and player interviews and all that. So what we're trying to do is be consistent with our messages and our stuff. So we'll just have to see if we can be better and move on with that.
There's a question from Steve here. He's noticed in the press in the last week or so the deal between Doncaster Airport and Rovers themselves. As part of Club Doncaster, are the Dons involved in that in any way?
Oh, listen, we're Club Doncaster. We all know that. But Doncaster Rovers do have their own sponsors as well. We have our own with Centurion and New Image and those sort of people. So the Rovers have their own. We have our own. We're not all have the same sponsors. That was a deal brokered probably between the Rovers and the airport. What I am pretty certain of, if there was any deals to be done for the fans and all that, I'm sure we'll be out to all our season ticket holders, Rovers season ticket, under the Club Donny banner. So that stuff, I would like to think we would be involved. With regards to the sponsorship, that's at this moment in time, I believe it's a Rovers sponsor. So or a Rovers partnership, whatever one it is. But the bigger picture is going forward, long down the line, with my view, and this is only my view, is that the hopefully in the future the Rovers and the Dons could probably have their same sponsors on the kit. But we're in the infancy of Club Donny, but we do have to understand that they have their sponsors and we have our sponsors, that loyal sponsors that we like to stick with. So if they want to go on both, there's a premium they have to pay.
Question from Morgan. He says, will the Dons Academy have a curtain raiser before a Dons game at any point?
Listen, I like it. I'd love to have one of them every game, but they play in a college league, and I think they play on the Wednesdays, but I like it. I think it's something I'll speak to Connor, he coaches them, and the foundation, and if they can arrange a game outside of that competition with one of the other colleges and have a game before the Dons. Listen, I love that sort of stuff. So great question, and if I had my way, would do one every week.
Challenge Cup third round draw was made in the week. We'll be drawn to face Myton at home. On paper, a good draw for us, but obviously it's going to be a tough task.
Oh yeah, and Lee Radford was one of the first on the text saying good draw, and they're a really well supported club, and so they'll chuck some challenges at us, and good draw, but be a tough one. We can't really look at that just now. We've got the big one this week against Keighley, and we need to focus on that. That's we're going to the holders of the iPro Cup, and it's going to be a hell of a game, and we understand it's going to be tough, and it's one we need to try and get through.
I understand you've got happy personal memories of playing against Myton from a few years back. Try scoring.
Easy, mate.
Exploits.
Easy. Yeah, only 5 on that day. It was, got a bit of a sweat on. But no, it was. I still remember it. Listen, they were fired up to hell when we come running out. The big prop was welcoming us on the halfway line, calling us, "Come on!" And I still remember that game. And I did score 5 tries. It was a club record at the time, and they were brilliant. They were into us for certain. They were fired up and they were into us, and I'm sure they'll be the same. But after the game, they were magnificent, and all their fans were brilliant, and that was it back in the Tattersfield days. So we all had a bit of a drink outside and a laugh and all that sort of stuff. But great club, very very good club, and we'll welcome them to keep, mate.
You mentioned just before another cup tie this weekend, the first competitive game of 2017, Keighley away. They're the holders of the iPro Cup. What's your take on that?
Oh, listen, they'll be good. They've got the cup. They're the champions, so it'd be a very very hard game. And there's a few boys there who have played here, and every time we seem to come up against these fellas, they raise their game and do really well against us. So we're in for a battle. I'm understanding their pitch is a bit heavy at the moment, so that may have some implications on Gary's selections. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to go with probably a big side because the pitch will be heavy.
Do you think Gary will know the players he wants?
I hope he does, because I don't know. I'm not sure you would know, would you? I couldn't sit here and pick a team for the weekend without probably leaving some out that you'd feel a bit disappointed for them. But at the end of the day, the coach can only pick 17. The players have to, just take it on the chin. It'll be a tough one. I'm sure if we all pick teams, we'd all pick different sides. But going into this game for the start of the season with all the players available, apart from the couple of long-term injuries, is a hell of a lot of difference from last year when I think we had to bring 5 from Hull to play in the iPro Cup last year. With that busted up, and we had about 15 injuries or something. So it's a big difference a year can make where everyone's fit and everyone's going to be disappointed.
As you say, it's good to have so many different options for different types of games. As you said, the pitch is going to be heavy at Keighley, but when we come back here for the Challenge Cup game, the pitch is in good condition, so it's good to have different players who can play in different surroundings. Yeah.
We need to find where we're at now. Are we on top of the ground team, or do we like it a bit heavy? I don't know, but we'd like to think we've got those bases covered, and we'll find out more when it gets a bit warmer. But the plan is for us to sort of play a fast game. So we're big, but we want to play fast. So it's swings and roundabouts, I suppose. You just got to take one game at a time. But Keighley will be tough. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting a bit, as you boys will know, I've been a bit angry around the place here the last few days, picking on everyone and biting their heads off, and I don't know what it is, but I'm getting anxious for the game, and I've never felt like that, myself. And it's just we want to do really well this year, and that's if we're going to do it, then obviously we all have to be on this. I keep saying we all got to be on the same boat. So I suppose all you boys and you two and everyone connected with the Donny, we all got to be angry around this place this week, and it's game day, it's game week, isn't it? So, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a good start, and hopefully the fans will get there in their numbers and cheer the boys on, because you know it'll be a cracker.
Thanks, Carl.
Cheers.